A little while ago now, I made a video discussing my thoughts on the current state of Hazbin Hotel with, I believe, the first four episodes that were out at the time. Or maybe it was up to six. I'll have to rewatch my own video. But recently, episodes 7 and 8 came out, and that it concludes the first season of the show. And I really think the season finale was fantastic. I don't have too much to say about episode 7, other than the fact that Rosie is fantastic. I think her voice actress did a great job. I love her design. I think her personality is great. She's a wonderful addition to the show, and she's appeared a few times now. This is the first time of her actually speaking or doing anything significant, and I think she's awesome. Awesome character. But this video is going to focus on episode 8, the finale. So spoilers for the show if you haven't watched it. I really, really highly recommend you do. I think it's a great piece of media, and I would highly recommend that you check it out yourself before watching this video. But if you're here, um, it's just, I mean, it is great. It's really good in my opinion. The climactic battle coming up with the Exorcist, where they've reached the 6 month deadline for them coming back and learning that they can kill the angels from Carmilla Carmine, and just the battle that ensues is fantastic. And I think it's really great how things actually happen that were significant, because one thing I'm kind of sick of with like season finales or even series finales is where it doesn't feel significant, like nothing actually happens of note. Like it's just like, oh, that was cool. Things happen in this episode that are very significant to the plot, and I mean that's the way it should be. Which is, I feel like something that like shows nowadays aren't doing as much, like making finales impactful. So, a very quick recap: the extermination is happening once again. It's that time of the year, and the gang is, they're all setting up for war, and Charlie's going to war. She's leading everyone into combat against Adam and the Exorcist army, and um, we just get some fantastic dialogue from everyone, combined with like sharing the fact that, like, we're family, we're gonna get through this, real like relationship building stuff, and how they genuinely care about each other. And you can really see how the characters are actually changing. Like Angel Dust is the best example. He, like, I mean, that's been setting up for a few episodes now, where like he's actually making progress on himself, and it's noticeable. And I think that's great how you're actually moving the plot along with like showing that the hotel does actually work, and that he clearly does care about other people. Like, he has great conversations with everyone else, super friendly. During the fight, he goes out of his way to save one of the little egg creatures, and stuff like that. And Sir Pentious is funny as always. The fact that he's donning the general outfit is, and calling himself General Pentious, I love that. That's always wonderful. And I mean, like the setup is great, but I just love when the actual fight is happening. Where I really like the dynamic between like Adam being the leader of the Exorcist army, and Alistair being like their trump card, where it's like Alistair, you're the powerful one, you should take care of Adam. And I love how it's like his job to take care of him specifically, and they have that one-on-one that doesn't last too long, but it's really good, because something that I didn't think would happen nearly this early in the series, if ever, was Alistair got severely injured and lost a fight. He goes into it with extreme confidence in his abilities, and he gets fucking destroyed immediately. Like, it does not last long. He's firing these like tentacle things and releasing a bunch of little imp minions, and they're like distractions, but they don't seem to be harming him at all. And I honestly, I was thinking Alistair would win that fight, because I don't think Alistair could ever lose a fight. But yeah, Adam just uses one like special attack of his, and Alistair's cane breaks, and his voice filter turns off for a second, which is so cool to hear. And like you can see how he's actually nervous. He just goes, "Wow, what just happened?" And he looks at his cane broken in two pieces. Fuck. And then Adam slashes him again right here, and there's a bunch of blood coming out, and he has to retreat, which is, it's shocking to see, and I think it's important to see though, because it's like, Alistair's not invincible. He's perfectly capable of being killed like anyone else. He's powerful, but he's not like immortal. And the um the the interaction between Lute and Vaggie is really cool. I think that they have their own one-on-one fight as like a rematch is wonderful. I love that. And one decision I have to commend for multiple reasons is how Vaggie doesn't kill Lute when she has every chance in the world when she's trapped on that rock and when she later just rips her arm off to free herself. Um, the line that she says where live knowing that you only do because I let you, that is extremely powerful. Not only is it badass, but it's also showing what kind of character Vaggie is, and I think it's really good development on that end. And then Charlie, after Alistair shits the bed, um Charlie and Adam face off briefly. She stabs him. He's about to kill her. And then what I was waiting for the whole episode is Lucifer finally drops in. And something I was seeing a lot of people saying back in episode, I think it's 6, where Mimsy comes in. People were saying that Lucifer is far more powerful than Alistair, not just because he's the king of hell, but because he saw Alistair's full demon form without even batting an eye and just like didn't seem shocked at all. And he was just like, "Oh yeah, this is just another day in hell." So yeah, I mean, like Alistair could not hold a candle to Adam. That he couldn't even scratch him. And then Lucifer comes in, and he's just Adam can't do anything, nothing. Like he's firing these death ray beams out of his hands, and Lucifer's just dodging them, no problem. And I mean, like who knows what would happen if they actually hit him, but I doubt he would do anything. And he's shape shifting into like a squid and a goat and a horse and a bird, and it's really fun. And he's just taunting Adam, saying that he fucked his wife, and it's really funny actually. And they don't actually fight too much. It's just kind of like Lucifer dodging him and taunting him the whole time. But he eventually does just like Adam fires like a huge death beam into the hotel and destroys the entire thing, just annihilates the building. And Charlie's falling, Lucifer catches her, and Adam's coming back down to kill them while they're in midair. And um, Charlie has like a weird thing going on with her hand where she gets like more powerful all of a sudden and just grabs Adam by his hand and throws him to the ground with Lucifer's help. And and then it's just one of the most satisfying scenes ever where not only is it really cool how Adam's whole mask broke off, I just thought that was his head. I mean, was I the only one who thought that? I really thought that was just his head. I don't know if that was just me. But, he's wearing a mask and he actually looks like his voice actor, which is pretty cool. And now he's just in this crater after being thrown on the ground, and Lucifer comes down saying, "You mess with my daughter, you mess with me," and then he just beats the ever loving shit out of Adam, and it's just so cool. It's so satisfying because Adam's such a piece of shit, and it's so nice to like just see him get his comeuppance, and and then Charlie, being herself, stops him and saying he's had enough, and they choose mercy. And then I was kind of disappointed with that because I did want to see Adam die, and I was like, oh, they're gonna let him live. Loot is one thing, but I really thought they were gonna let just kill Adam, and they weren't going to. And he's getting up. He's like saying, "No, you don't get to end this. You're a bunch of fucking losers." And then Nifty comes out of fucking nowhere and just stabs him in the back, literally stabs at him in the back. And yeah, Lucifer didn't kill Adam. Alistair couldn't kill Adam if he wanted to. And fucking Nifty does it with a sneak attack. And Adam falls forward, revealing that Nifty's the one who's just stabbed him. And like Nifty, he just stabs the fuck out of him like 1,000 times. Blood. I'm sure you guys have seen the scene. It's fucking hilarious. Um, and that is the death of Adam. It's extremely unexpected, but not poorly written at all. I think the fact that he faced off with Alistair, Charlie, and Lucifer in that order, and then Nifty is the one who kills him, is just that's fucking wonderful. I love it. I love it so much. And Lute's all distraught, and then because their chief is dead, they all just start going back to heaven. And she takes his halo, which is going to be important. And Um, and yeah, I mean, and then there's the elephant in the room, Sir Pentious. Yeah, I was gonna talk about it. Don't worry. It's just I want to save that for after like the explaining what happened in the actual fight. Sir Pentious got like the best ending ever. And it's super important to the plot. So Vivzy Pop said in multiple streams leading up to the release of the finale that one important character was going to die in the finale, and I thought it would be Adam, and I guess I was right, but I guess there were two because yeah, Ed Serpentius dies, and but he doesn't leave. I'm assuming he's gonna be back. I'll explain in a moment if you haven't seen it. So Adam's going around blasting everyone around, and this is after Alistair got his shit kicked, and and everyone's like, oh, what are we gonna do about this? And then Serpentius is like, oh, I know what I need to do. He gets in his war machine, but not after or not before kissing Cherry Bomb and saying that he loves her, and that's a good little conclusion on that little crush he had on her, and and he gets in the war machine and charges the death ray and goes towards Adam, and he gets a super sudden, like almost anticlimactic death, but in a good way, where he's about to fire his death ray at Adam, and Adam turns around and he just and not it just like erases him from existence in just one blow, and and yeah, he's fucking gone. I was thinking that like near the end of the episode he's gonna like crawl out of a bunch of rubble like he did the end credit scene of the pilot, but no, he's actually dead, and that then propels Charlie to face Adam one on one because she's so fucking pissed. Which like you don't really get to see much of her like that. She has her demon form out sometimes, but like this is the first time we've seen her angry enough to really fight someone, and then what I already explained happens, but near the end, at the very end of the episode, something incredibly not only like satisfying to see but incredibly important to the plot happens, which is that we get proof that the hotel actually works, which is something that's been up in the air since the beginning of the series. Is like, no one thinks the hotel works. Sinners can't be redeemed, and then Sir Pentious dies, and at the end of the episode, we see him being transported to heaven, and he's now a winner rather than a sinner, as it's actually called. The term for people in heaven in the series is winners, which I think is pretty fun. Um, and that is just incredibly narratively important because it works. He was actually redeemed. He's now in heaven, and Emily has just this oh my god look on her face, and Sarah is like, oh god, oh no, Charlie was right, and um and yeah, it's really good. I think the ending song where they're all rebuilding the hotel together is also fantastic. It's nice to see everyone working together on that front and all getting along. I love it. I love it a lot. Alistair being defeated in a fight is super interesting to see, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. And he has his little ending song about how he wants to unclip his wings and then pull all the strings, and we get a big insight to his character with that, and I think Vox, Velvet, and Valentino spectating the fight the entire time through Vox's screens is super funny, and I like it's not really narratively important. It's just kind of funny where how like they're just sitting back like it's a spectator sport and they're just watching on TV in real time, and just and Vox just commentating on everything and like insulting Alistair like, oh fuck you, oh I'm happy you're about to die, and yeah, I mean it's great. It's a really good finale, and I really thoroughly enjoyed the series. I am not looking forward to the probably 7 years it's going to take before season two comes out. I mean, it's only been like a week, I think, since the finale came out, and I'm already missing it tremendously. So, I mean, even if it comes out next month, it's going to sound like a year, or it's going to feel like a year to me. It's going to be quite the wait because I'm really invested in the series and I like it a lot. And a lot of people are talking about how Adam could maybe respawn as a sinner in hell, which I think has unbelievable narrative potential. The exact same way that Serpentius is, I'm sure we're going to see, like, I doubt that's not going to be the end of the story. We're going to see him next season in heaven getting used to everything, I'm sure. And I think that'd be really cool to do the same thing with Adam, where he's now in hell and he has to like cope with the fact that, he fucked up and he should have been better, and like this is his punishment, and now he's the same as everyone else he was looking down upon so much. I think that is a fantastic idea that I really hope they go with, because it just that has so much potential narratively. And I mean, that's really about it. I just wanted to talk about this because I think it was a fantastic conclusion to a fantastic show so far. And once again, if you haven't watched it so far, I highly, highly recommend you do. I hope you didn't watch this video before watching the series, because I did, spoilers. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. If you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate that, and you have a good day.